Welcome, church family. Today I'm joined by Tom Slone, who's the chair of our Finance Committee. Finance Committee had their monthly meeting just last night and wanted to share some important updates with you. So thanks for being here, Tom.
Well, you're very welcome, Michael. I'm excited to talk with the congregation about where we stand financially and what it means for our church moving forward.
Well, let's jump right in. Last night we met and we saw that we are 7 months into 2024, 7 completed months. And through that, we've received 55% of our planned giving and income through the end of July. Can you help explain for us what exactly that means?
Yeah, of course. So historically, by the end of July, we've typically received around 54% of our total income for the year. So in terms of year-to-date stewardship against our planned income, we are right on track.
And that's the great news. It means that you and the Finance Committee planned well. Our generosity isn't just where we planned it to be, it's ever so slightly ahead. But I also know that in any budget, whether it's a household budget or a church budget, income, giving, that's only half the story. And so how does all that compare against our budgeted expenses for the year?
Great question, Michael. All right, so through July of this year, we've received $1,180,000 against a full year planned expense of $2,303,000. Using an 8-year historical average of what percentage of our full year income we've typically received through July, we are $68,000 short of where we should be at this point in time. And when you extend that out through December, this data suggests that we're currently on track to fall roughly $125,000 short of fully funding our planned expenses in 2024. Fortunately, we've anticipated this shortfall and we have adequate reserves to cover this gap in 2024, although the reserves are expected to be largely depleted this year.
So generosity is matching our expectations, but it's not enough to cover expenses that are rising rapidly. And so that's why you and the Finance Committee have discussed a little bit of a tweak in the report that we put in the bulletin each week.
Yes, we believe that reporting our income against planned expenses paints a clearer picture for the congregation and of where we are financially. We'll begin reporting this information in our church bulletin beginning this Sunday.
And as you mentioned, we've been wise, the finance committees and leadership in many years past have been very wise in planning and setting aside some reserves. So it's not like we're going to miss our bills at the end of this month or miss a payroll for our staff. But as we go forward, can you help us understand how it impacts the church in the future if we continue on this trajectory, especially considering that we might use up most of our reserves by the year's end?
That's a key question, Michael. So the reality is that our current undesignated income, the funds given without a specific usage designation, is unable to fully support our wonderful programs and ministries at their current level without additional support from our congregation.
And for those who aren't maybe familiar with that language, can you help explain why undesignated gifts are so crucial for our church?
Of course. So these undesignated gifts are the primary means of funding our church. They are the funds that we use to pay all of our staff salaries and their benefits, keep the lights on, maintain our comfortable environment, and support every church ministry and program that touches so many lives in the name of Jesus. From the communion elements that we share on Sunday to the outreach programs that extend Christ's love to the community. None of this would be possible without our undesignated gifts.
And that's such an important point. It's not just about the numbers, but those go into the full picture of our mission, to love boldly, casting the light of Jesus into the world. I know that our congregation is so generous and that their support is what makes all the difference for all those things we do.
Well, we are incredibly grateful, Michael, for the faithful financial support and volunteer efforts of our church family. Together, we're able to fulfill our church's mission and make a real impact on the lives of the people within the community and beyond.
I so appreciate you taking this time. I appreciate our Finance Committee for keeping such a close eye on all these things and being able to share these insights so we have this fuller picture of what it takes to do all the ministry that we do here. Thank our church family. Thank all of y'all who are watching and who keep close tabs on the announcements and the life of our church and all the ways to serve and support for your ongoing support. And One reason, make sure everyone knows who Tom is so that you know that if you ever have any questions, or if there's anything you'd ever like to discuss about our church's finances, you don't have to hesitate to reach out to Tom, to our finance committee, or to myself. We are here to ensure that our church continues to thrive and continues to accomplish its mission.
That's right, Michael. And just as a point of reference, my contact information, if you'd like to reach out to me, is located on the church website under resources. My email, my phone number. I am readily available to meet with anyone who has any conversation that they'd like to have about the church's finances. And it's been a pleasure to join you today, and I'd like to thank everyone for your continued faithfulness to Fairhope United Methodist Church, and wish peace and grace to each of you.